Sing Sing was a truly euphoric experience, and I am so excited to talk about it today. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back into another episode of We Need to Talk About. And today, like I've already said, we are talking about the newest film from A24. That is Sing Sing. Now, it has been out for a while. It's been limited for a while. It played at a bunch of festivals. It is now out wide. I was finally able to see it. And this is a film that I've been highly anticipating since the first trailer came out months ago. So we're going to talk about it today. I'm going to give you my full breakdown and review and tell you why you need to go see this movie. Before we get into it, two things. First off, I did a review of House of the Dragon Season 2. I really enjoyed the season. I think a lot of people are wrong about the season. Go see my thoughts in the review. It'll be linked down below in the description and in the comments. And also subscribe if you've not already. We're doing videos like this every single week. In-depth dives into the movies that you should be seeing when they're in theaters. But without further ado, let's get into it. Divine G, imprisoned at Sing Sing for a crime he did not commit, finds purpose by acting in a theater group alongside other incarcerated men in this story of resilience, humanity, and the transformative power of art. Like I already said, this trailer came out months ago, and there was rave reviews. It had played, like I said, at some festivals, and this by far shot up the ranks as one of my most anticipated movies of the entire year. And it absolutely 100% lived up to that hype. I have rated Sing Sing a 98 out of 100 on my scale, the way I grade movies, and it currently sits as my number 2 favorite movie of the year behind Dune Part 2. This film, like I said at the very beginning of the movie, it was a very euphoric, emotional experience. I read you the synopsis. I mean, it's very deep. There are some very powerful themes and some very powerful stories in this movie that I absolutely loved and thought was so, like I said, emotional. It elicited that emotion and really it resonates with everyone. I mean, this is a film that takes people to a place that not a lot of people have been. A lot of people have been, but other people have not. So it's hard to relate to that aspect, but it is easy to relate to the aspect of art as a sort of healing form for everyone, and I really like that. We'll get into the writing in a little bit, but I just Colman Domingo. I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless. His performance was absolutely stunning. It was phenomenal. I have literally no notes. He literally comes out and starts out with a monologue in a play, and he does it with such grace and such gravitas, and you are instantly glued to the screen the second he starts talking. I mean, it's just, this is going to be his Oscar vehicle, I think. I mean, I haven't seen every Oscar movie. We're not even in Oscar season yet, so it's too early to tell, but my God, this could very well be his Oscar vehicle, and I hope it is, because he's done a lot of really great stuff. He's just magnificent in this movie. If you go for one thing, go for his performance. It's absolutely incredible. But I also want to give shout out to Clarence Maclin, who plays himself in this movie. He really is, I would say, part of the lifeblood of this story. This really is a story of Divine G and Clarence Maclin's character, Clarence, at odds with each other, but then coming together and helping each other along the way. And I think the ending of this movie is absolutely beautiful, and I'm not going to spoil it, but again, I implore you to go watch the movie. This story really is, it's their story, and them kind of going back and forth, one kind of falling in love for art, one kind of falling out of art, and then them coming together at the end. It's a very, very beautiful story, and I think Maclin in particular also gives just a phenomenal performance. And again, a majority of this cast is former inmates that are here, and I think that the entire supporting cast, like, you wouldn't know, like they're living out lived experience, but they're doing it in a way on screen that is so good. Like, I loved every single person in this cast. They were all fantastic, but really the props Colman, Domingo, Clarence, Maclin. It's their story. It really is their story. They are the two that are kind of the North Star of this story, and they are both fantastic. Paul Raci's also in here as well. He's great as well. But overall, it's those two that just absolutely kill it. This is definitely an A24 movie. It's stylistic. It looks fantastic. The cinematography is top notch. The score is one of my favorites of the year. Set design, costume, all that's great. Like, you get that classic A24 flair here. It's got the grainy film image as well. It feels very lived in. It feels very gritty. And in the middle of that grit and grime, there is, like I already talked about, this very beautiful, impactful story about the healing power and transformative power of art. So yeah, I think the direction is phenomenal. Shot composition, beautiful. Like I already said, I think the cinematography is fantastic. And the way that they just go through this story and the visual element of the story it's just as good as it gets. It's as good as it gets. And that's why you go to the movies. For these small, intimate stories. You go for the big blockbusters. You also go for these small, intimate stories. And A24, there ain't no one doing it like A24. And they just absolutely knock it out of the park. Just absolutely incredible. All right, let's talk about the writing. Here. Because this is, I think, for me, one of the best parts of the movie. Like I already said, it's about a theater group within Sing Sing prison, and how, you've got all these people from all different walks of life that are that are they're in a tough spot, and they come together, and they all back behind theater and art, and how that can be an escape for them, how that can be a way for them to release their emotions, and how it heals. It heals. And we learn the stories of these men, and how, even if they did do really terrible things, there's a lot of grief, there's a lot of guilt, there's a lot of emotion that they live with. And being in this theater group and putting on these plays and going through all of this is a sense of healing for them, and this power that they can just feel their own humanity, and for 1 second they can just take a deep breath and forget about the situation that they're in. And I thought it was beautiful. Like I said, like you've got these incredibly dense human stories that all reach ahead, and we learn about these characters in a way that is so beautiful through the art and through these exercises they're going through to get ready for this play. And I just thought the way that they told this story was so beautiful, because not only it's kind of these two stories kind of walking parallel and then merging at the end. You have the story of Divine G trying to fight for his freedom, and Clarence Clarence kind of weighing whether or not he deserves to be in prison for life, or he should seek parole. And he thinks that he is destined to be a gangster for the rest of his life, no matter what he does. So you've got these two stories, and them living their going through their struggles in life, and then you've got this other story of all these guys getting ready for this play, and the process of preparing and learning the lines and getting the sets ready and running through the scenes and all of that. You've got these two stories that are running parallel, and then at the end they kind of cross. And like I already kind of touched on, the ending of this story is so beautiful. It made me tear up at the end, because it's just a story of resiliency and humanity. It really is. And I really liked I'm trying to put together the words, because this is very deep, and I really like hit me. Just watching these two characters, like I already mentioned, one fall in love with the art form, one kind of fall out of love with the art form, but then them both pulling each other together and fighting both for freedom, but also to do the best they can for this play. And in the end, we see them come together and celebrate not just the art form, but spoiler alert, but celebrate their freedom at the end together. And I thought that the ending scene was just very beautiful, and this puts a spotlight on, like, this film is a spotlight on how these theater groups and how these groups in these prisons are helping these men and women have a little bit of humanity, have a little bit of an outlet, an emotional outlet. And it's beautiful is like the word of this movie for me. This was a very beautiful movie, in physical and mental, in literal and literal and figurative terms. It is a gorgeous movie, and I just think it's got some of the best writing of the year. It's got some of the best performances of the year. Technical is absolutely on point. The direction is great, and this is a movie that you all need to see because it's going to break you down. And I feel like everyone will find something they can resonate with, because this is a film overall about art and this healing power of art and this power that art has to bring people together from all walks of life, no matter what your situation is. I mean, that's literally why you go to the movies. You go sit in a room with a bunch of people. You don't know who they are. They are all coming from different backgrounds in life, but they're all coming together to enjoy art. And that's really at what the core of this movie is. But it is, again, like I read in the synopsis, it's a story about resiliency too. Not just putting on the play, but also fighting for their freedom. And there's a line in the movie that, Clarence asks Divine G, what happens if his parole hearing doesn't go well and he stays in jail. He says, well, then you go again, and you go again, and you go again, and you go again, until you're finally free. And that resilience is just so incredible, and just watching this movie unfold was one of the best times I've had this year. It's hard, it's deep, it pulls at your heartstrings, it challenges you to think, but in the end, it's got some of the most euphoric. It's got one of the most euphoric endings of the year, and just the payoff is just awesome, and it makes you feel good that you went on this journey with these men. So I absolutely loved it. That's it. I don't have much more to say. A little bit of a shorter review. I know my last few reviews have been like 20 plus minutes long, but this one it's pretty cut and dry. Don't have a lot I don't like about it. There's a few story beats that were a little predictable, but overall, I don't really have any notes. Like I said, I give it a 98 out of 100. I really enjoyed the hell out of this movie, and I think you all should watch it. Seek it out. I had to seek it out. It wasn't at my AMC. I went to the Film Center in downtown Dallas, which I actually like. It's a smaller theater, more of an art house kind of theater, and it was nice, quaint, intimate experience, and I really liked it. It wasn't some big AMC, hoot and hanny. But yeah, go seek it out. I highly recommend it. It's one of my favorites of the year. It's going to stay up. I would be hard pressed for it. I would be shocked if it leaves the top 5, let alone leaves the top 3. I think this might stay in the top 3 the rest of the year. But go watch it. Let me know what you thought. Let me know in the comments down below. If you've seen it, what did you think? I know some people got to catch it at the festivals. Some people caught it on limited release. Now it's wide released, so I highly recommend you all go check it out. Let me know in the comments what you thought if you saw it. Go watch my House of the Dragon Season 2 review. Like I said, it's going to be linked in the comments and the description of today's video, Follow me on social media. That's going to be down in the description as well. Like, comment, subscribe, do the things you do on YouTube. Share this with all your film-loving fans. And I love you all so much. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. Go check out Sing Sing. Let me know what you thought, and we'll see you in the next video.